Welcome to Midnight Love Radio, where passion and mystery come alive after dark. Enjoy unforgettable romance, heartbreak, desire, and dramatic stories that will keep you listening until the end. Turn down the lights, relax, and let the night begin. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing stories.
Lightning tore across the sky the night Tyler learned grief could lie. For 3 years, he had returned to the cemetery every 6 months without fail, no matter the weather, no matter how much work demanded from him, no matter how badly the memory hurt. He always came with the same bouquet of white roses. The flowers, his brother Ethan once joked, looked too expensive to die beside. Ethan had been the kind of man people noticed the moment he entered a room. Charming without effort, fearless without thoughts. Tyler had spent most of his life following one step behind him, protected by the confidence he himself never possessed. When Ethan died in a violent car crash, the silence he left behind swallowed everything. So Tyler built rituals to survive. The iron gates, the gravel path, the pause beneath the old oak tree halfway to the grave, the careful placing of flowers, the whispered apology for still being alive. But that night, something was wrong. The soil around Ethan's headstone had been disturbed. Wet earth had been turned over recently, dark and fresh beneath the rain. Long scratches scarred the marble, deep enough to feel with his fingertips. They looked less like vandalism and more like rage. Then he saw the envelope resting against the flowers left from someone else. His name was written on the front. Tyler opened it with shaking hands. Inside was a photograph. Ethan stood beside a black luxury car, laughing with his arm around another man as if they were brothers. Tyler recognized him instantly. Daniel Mercer, the wealthy businessman accused of causing the crash that killed Ethan. Tyler's chest tightened so hard, he nearly dropped the image. For years, he had mourned Ethan as a victim. For years, he had hated Daniel Mercer with a devotion almost religious. For years, he had imagined justice never came because money had protected the guilty. Now, the dead man in the photograph was smiling, and through the rain, someone was watching. A woman stood beneath the cemetery oak trees, half hidden in shadow. She wore a long black coat, unmoving despite the storm. Her face was pale, elegant, beautiful in a way that felt dangerous. Her eyes held neither pity nor surprise, only knowledge. Tyler ran toward her. By the time he reached the tree, she was gone. The groundskeeper knew her by name, Alyssa. He said she came often, always alone, always dressed in dark colors, always to a grave in the far corner of the cemetery. She never cried, never smiled, never spoke more than necessary, and she always left before sunset. Tyler should have forgotten her. Instead, she became another ghost haunting him. He returned the next week, abandoning the 6-month ritual that had ruled his life. Then, the week after, then again. On the 4th visit, he found her kneeling before a headstone carved with the name Daniel Mercer. Mercer was dead. Tyler had somehow missed the news. A sudden heart attack months earlier, 42 years old, enormous wealth, countless enemies. Alyssa rose slowly and met Tyler's stare. There was sadness in her face, but it was not the sadness of love. It was colder, sharper, almost satisfied. Days later, Tyler returned again. This time, she was waiting. They walked in silence among rows of stone and forgotten flowers. Tyler learned she had been Daniel Mercer's wife. She had married young, dazzled by elegance and promises. The wealth had been real, so had the prison it built around her. Daniel adored control more than affection. He humiliated people for sport, collected affairs like trophies, bought silence whenever cruelty became visible. By the time he died, the world praised a titan of industry. Alyssa praised nothing. Tyler should have left. Instead, for the first time since Ethan died, he felt something stir inside him. Besides grief, curiosity, then desire, then danger. Because Alyssa understood pain without needing it explained, she never offered empty comfort, never said healing required time. She simply stood beside suffering as if it were sacred, and in her presence, Tyler no longer felt invisible. One rainy evening, they took shelter in the abandoned mausoleum chapel near the north wall. Thunder shook stained glass windows. Candle holders rattled in the dark. She stood close enough for him to smell rain on her skin. Neither touched, neither moved away. When Tyler returned home that night, another envelope waited beneath his apartment door. Inside were bank records, monthly transfers from Mercer Holdings into Ethan's personal account, amounts large enough to change a life. Years of them. A second envelope arrived 2 days later, a police report never released publicly. Witnesses had seen two men fighting beside the road minutes before the fatal crash. Then came a third, 6 handwritten words. Your brother was not innocent. Tyler tore apart everything Ethan had left behind. Storage boxes, old laptops, hidden folders, password-protected drives. What he found poisoned memory itself. Burner phones, fake contracts, offshore account numbers. Ethan had not merely known Daniel Mercer. He had worked for him. Money laundering, quiet transfers, illegal accounts hidden beneath respectable companies. Tyler felt grief twisting into humiliation. When he confronted Alyssa at the cemetery, she did not deny any of it. She only watched him unravel. Then she revealed another truth. Ethan had been stealing from Daniel Mercer for months, millions siphoned in small amounts. He believed he was smarter than the man funding him. He was wrong. Daniel summoned him the night of the crash. Tyler asked the question he already feared. Who sent the envelopes? Alyssa said nothing. Her silence answered everything. Tyler left her standing among the graves, and this time, he did not come back. Months passed in ruin. He drank too much, slept too little, ignored calls, lost his job, forgot birthdays. Some nights he hated Ethan. Some nights he hated Alyssa. Most nights, he hated himself for still wanting her. Then, one final envelope arrived. Come back. Learn everything. Winter had buried the cemetery in white when Tyler returned. The iron gates groaned open beneath the wind. Snow covered names, flowers, pathways, as if the dead had finally been granted privacy. Alyssa waited beside Ethan's grave in a black dress, snow gathering in her hair. Her beauty no longer softened anything. She confessed Daniel Mercer had not died of natural causes. She poisoned him slowly, tiny doses hidden in vitamins, whiskey, medicine, enough to weaken him, never enough to alarm doctors. She watched power decay one trembling day at a time. But before Daniel died, he confessed the truth about the crash. He had not killed Ethan. Ethan attacked first. During the drive, after threats of prison and exposure, Ethan grabbed the steering wheel in panic. The car spun, steel folded, glass exploded. Ethan took the fatal impact. Daniel crawled free, then allowed the world to believe the easier lie. Tyler felt something inside him go still, but Alyssa had saved the cruelest truth for last. She had known Tyler was Ethan's brother before they ever met. She researched him, watched his visits, learned his schedule, studied his loneliness. She entered his grief on purpose. She wanted revenge on Ethan, and destroying the one man who still loved him felt like the final punishment. Every comforting glance had begun as strategy, every touch as manipulation, every kiss as revenge. Tyler staggered back through the snow. Then Alyssa broke for the first time. She cried violently, without elegance, without control, because somewhere inside the lie, she had truly fallen in love with him. What began as revenge had become the only real thing left in her life. Tyler reached into his coat and removed a folder. Inside was evidence of everything: poison purchases, private emails, medical consultations, enough to send her to prison forever. Alyssa closed her eyes. Tyler could have ended her life with one phone call. Instead, he struck a match. He set the folder on fire atop Ethan's grave. Flames rose through paper while snow fell around them. Evidence blackened, secrets turned to smoke. Alyssa stared at him in disbelief. Tyler laid the white roses on Ethan's stone. Then he turned and walked away. Behind him, sobbing became laughter. Then laughter became silence. Years later, he returned one final time in spring. Ethan's grave stood weathered and ordinary. Daniel Mercer's grave held fresh flowers. Beside it stood another stone, Alyssa Mercer. No epitaph, no loving words, only dates and a name. The groundskeeper said she had taken her own life the previous winter after visiting the cemetery every month until the end. Tyler stood between the three graves and understood at last. Some people are buried once, others are buried again and again inside the hearts they ruin. He left with empty hands, and for the first time since Ethan died, he did not look back.
Thank you for listening to Midnight Love Radio, where passion and mystery never sleep. We hope this story stayed in your heart and stirred your imagination. Until the next unforgettable tale of romance, heartbreak, and desire, take care and keep dreaming. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and return for more amazing stories.